Hey, brothers and sisters, what's up? This is the Reluctant Nabi back again. News and views, views on the news, another message to preach and teach. Further documenting the further decline into obscurity of the so called black community. All right. And I want you to understand the archetypes, two archetypes that the black women wants the men to be. And we're reminded we're reminded of some stories this past holiday and stuff like that about how the black woman is using men. And remember, the black woman can seek out weakness, a weak man, and that's what she's using. And she's using that weak man only for her purposes. In other words, the community is not doing well. Ciara is no benefit to the community. However, Russell Wilson is a benefit to her. She is not a benefit to Russell Wilson. She is a liability. She brought in somebody else's son. All right. So she gets to destroy two men at the same time. Further. Oh, no, I'm not talking about Russell Williams. He's already destroyed. We're talking about that son and Future. All right. Now, I don't listen to none of Future's music. I don't have nothing to do with the dude. But that is his son. He the son is supposed to follow his legacy, not the legacy of some other man. All right. So y'all look into this and y'all will say, but Russell Wilson is training that boy to be a good football star. Do you know that most middle class and upper white families will not allow their sons to play football anymore? Why? CTE. They understand that many football players are walking away from that sport with a lot of health and physical injuries that never heal but get worse. And this science based. Football is now a gladiator sport where if you're not the quarterback, you run the risk of being so damaged, not just in your body, but in your head, the rest of your life, and nobody will give a care. All right, the glory will be gone. It's a gladiator sport. All right, so I don't like the music industry either, but with Future, at least the boy has a chance of keeping his head, whereas with Russell Wilson, that's another gladiator that they're going to raise. Understand this. The reason why football is becoming so black is because a lot of people don't want their sons playing in it unless people are really, really poor and need it as a step up. So you take your chances with the head injuries. All right. Russell Wilson is being simped with a purpose by Ciara. The women see it. Oh, they see it and they're loving it. All right. Now let's get into this. And I'm going to show you why he's being simped. All right. Let me greet everybody. Howard Hardugudag, Olaway to the Bay, Vasas Los, Bonjamizmi, Kedabawani Konnichiwa, Niha Niyama, Sani Bonani, Jambo Baragani, Assalamu alaikum and shalom. Let's pause for a minute as people look down to the right under the video, and start clicking them thumbs up. Come on, y'all. Let's get them thumbs up. All right. Like, share, subscribe. When you subscribe, click the notification bell. All right. My donation link will be in the description box. And all you got to do is click on the link. But remember, take care of your home and family first. All right. So let's break this down. Now keep this in mind. This woman was supposed to be so in love with Future, she had his boy, right? But for what she wanted done, she needed more money than Future had, even though Future had some money. All right. Oh, and she needed a dude that was going to be simp enough to do her bidding. All right. Russell Wilson, understand it. Russell Wilson in this case was the pigeon because Future was the thinking man. All right. And given that he was not a simp of the United States, he had a different mentality about the position of manhood and womanhood, especially with a woman that got down with half the rap industry. All right. Ciara was no spring chicken. All right. Think about this for a second. So, who do you turn to when you come up against a man? Who do you get to do everything you want to do, even thing that is disrespectful to a child and another man? While she is still in love with Future. All right. But she can use Russell Wilson, so she stays in that. And Russell Wilson don't mind because of a particular reason. Y'all remember the Wisconsin Badger commencement ceremony? Remember, I put this up before about Russell Wilson on a channel that was taken down. All right, pay attention. All right, listen to what Russell Wilson says.
I was really excited to come back to Madison on a weekend, and it's been a while since I've gone to Wando's and see you guys at Wando's and drinking your fish bowls. That's a joke, maybe. And we've got some fun spots in Seattle, but nothing quite like Wando's. Of course, I'm also here to share some things I've learned. Things like if you're dating a woman that's way out of your league, ask her to marry you. If you can throw a football 80 yards, for some reason, people think that's pretty cool.
Let's repeat that again. Pay attention to what he says about a woman out of, y'all just need to hear it.
I was really excited to come back to Madison on a weekend, and it's been a while since I've gone to Wando's and see you guys at Wando's and drinking your fish bowls. That's a joke, maybe. And we've got some fun spots in Seattle, but nothing quite like Wando's. Of course, I'm also here to share some things I've learned. Things like if you're dating a woman that's way out of your league, ask her to marry you.
Understand this. This dude from Jump thought Ciara was way out of his league. After this comment, Ciara knew she could get this simp dude to do whatever in the hell she wanted to do. And as per simping, he became the poster boy of what black women want men to be. All right. If you look at Madame Noir, who spreads all kind of poison on relationships, you'll understand the impact that Russell Williams has for unrealistic expectation. Remember, he's a football quarterback star, which is different from everybody else, who receives a lot of money, and even his team thinks that he's weak in the head when it comes to life and dealing with people. This dude was a pigeon. He's a quarterback in the NFL, and he's smart about playing football, but it doesn't mean he's smart. Smart about playing a sport don't make you smart about life. All right. And this dude clearly lost his manhood to Ciara. Clearly. Discuss the impact of what Ciara is doing to Russell Wilson. We need to go no further than Madame Noir magazine. And why did I pick this for this master story and stuff like that? Even though this was the old thing. Because you're not paying attention to the big picture. People are like, oh, the masters and stuff. And even you got some simp dudes in caping for Ciara, not realizing, and you got some in the religious sector doing it too, not realizing that this is wrong in so many ways. What Ciara did, she would be the 304 that is being spoken of in Scripture. Remember, there is a difference between a quid pro quo, that is the street prosta, and a 304. Ciara is the 304. She's been run through by so many hip hop artists, it's ridiculous. She saw her a pigeon in Russell Wilson, all right, and she is furthering the exploitation of men that, let's just face it, women have been doing since, well, the garden, right? Now, this is how Madame Noir approaches this. If for some reason you need further proof that Russell Wilson is the prototype of a loving, caring husband, so you're only a loving, caring husband when you spend all your resources on the woman and let her do what she wants to do, while allowing her to wreck the life of a child. We have the perfect evidence for you. Last week, at the 2019 Makers Conference in Florida, Ciara announced that she was launching a new company that would merge her interests of music, fashion, film, and technology, and philanthropy. How is she doing that? Into one. How is she doing that? She's launching all these things is because she is using his money. Further proof that without a stupid man, the black woman can't do nothing. All right. She's not doing all this on her own. She found herself a pigeon, and he's doing all of this for her with his money. It's called Beauty Marks Entertainment. The 33-year-old will also release all new music in the future under her BME company. So understand this. Ciara hooked up with Russell Wilson, got all of this stuff that is hers, not his, but she got it with his money. This is what the black women call the perfect husband. This is not a husband. This is a mark. Period. And why is she a mark? Because according to Russell Wilson, she's out of his league. Why did he marry her? Because she's out of his league. Her ability to do all that is rooted in the fact that she she is now the owner of her masters, which is a great feat for any artist that she did not make this feat. Russell Wilson did this for her. For a musician to own their music means they, not their record label, will be able to decide how the music is used and licensed, particularly in TV, film, and in advertisement. While the labels are the ones who profit from these decisions, when you buy your masters from your label and own them, you are the one who profit financially. Such rights are usually passed on to the label when the artists sign their deals. If the artist can afford it, when the opportunity presents itself, they are encouraged to buy their catalog of music, or at least a few hit songs, to have the creative control. So they so fervently seek. But Ciara didn't buy these. Russell Wilson did. I want y'all to understand what's going on here. She found her a pigeon, super simp. She found her a super simp with money. All right. She sprung him. He said she's out of his league and she is using him up. All right. And this is basically the woman that is being spoken of in Ezekiel 23, Ezekiel 26, in Isaiah. This is the woman that they are talking about. Period. So she put all this on him, right? She put all of it on Future too. Only Future is accustomed to all of this because he a thug. He get this all day and night from a bunch of different type of women. Russell, this was his first taste. All right. And so she worked that on him, and that was all she wrote for him. Of course, how is Ciara able to do all this and accomplish all this? Because she ran into a guy who thought this.
Of course, I'm also here to share some things I've learned. Things like if you're dating a woman that's way out of your league, ask her to marry you. Of course, I'm also here to share some things I've learned. Things like if you're dating a woman that's way out of your league, ask her to marry you. Of course, I'm also here to share some things I've learned. Things like if you're dating a woman that's way out of your league, ask her to marry you.
Last I checked, that's the very last reason or type of woman you should ask to marry you. And this is why these women need to hit that wall. Let the simps have them because they're worthy of the simp. And in this system, the system's going to eat them up anyway. They're not happy using each other. He ain't happy. She gets to do everything she wants and create more work for herself. But at the end of the day, all this wickedness that these women are worshiping is going to do them no good as this wall hits. It hits them hard. With that said, I'm out.